went down to
Oh,
the church there.
yeah.
Some guy come up and tried selling me some weed, and I was like, no. And he tried selling me coke. I'm like, no.
What?
I'm like, dude, there's cops right here. He's like, they don't know what you're saying.
Whispers. Can everyone can hear me? No. No. Not at all. Just here. 65. Turn it on, please. Turn it on. Yeah. Can everyone can hear me? Yes. No. 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 Oh, here. Don't start us, guys. No. Could you try it again, please? No. What channel? 65. Yeah, everyone 65, right? 65. The volume is on the way. No. No. 65.
Yep, I got 65 in the window.
No. No. You got it? No.
No.
Still can't hear you. No. Okay. All right. We'll check it this later. All right. So let's do it, please.
Yeah, thank you.
Frankie, what is this over here to the right? We are passing by one of these original streets of Cusco, and very common street. On the left side, we have one of these ancient palaces. This ancient palace is called Cusi Cancha. Cusi means a joy or happiness, and Cancha means enclosure. So we're supposed to born one of the most important leaders, Inca leaders, named Pachacutec or Cusiyupanqui. Cusiyupanqui or Pachacutec is this great leader who reformed and reconstruct the city of Cusco back on those days, and the history attributes to him the construction of this famous Inca citadel, Machu Picchu. So on the left side we have another ancient palace. Today it is a 5-star hotel. Now we are heading to one of the most important temples during the Inca Empire, the famous Temple for the Sun. So, and before to go, please pay attention. All of these whispers that we are providing you is gonna be for the following days. Please do not lose it, all right? We're gonna use tomorrow in our tours. We're gonna use in Machu Picchu. So we are giving to you this to hear better and listen better our instructions, our directions, and of course for the tours, because of some of these places are very, very crowded sometimes, and so it is better to use this whispers. That is the reason we are providing this. But please, again, do not lose, because of otherwise we're gonna pay for this. All right? Yes? Clear? Yep.
Yes.
Thank you very much. The old city of Cusco was with this kind of water channels. All this water, fresh water coming from the mountains, all of them going into the palaces around here downtown, providing fresh water to the people living here in town back in those days. So, and as you can notice, most of this foundation on the left and on the right hand side are original. And look how fine is this
Not seeing it, seeing it.
masonry they did
Amazing.
in all of these houses.
You see the big ones in Machu Picchu, the size of cars and stuff. They don't use that as mortar at all.
This is a nice picture of the bell tower. This church in front of us belongs to the Dominican congregation. The Dominicans is the first congregation, religious congregation, arriving with Francisco Pizarro and his troop in 1532 in the northern part of Peru.
This is the Peruvian flag.
Yes, correct. The red and white flag, it is the Peruvian flag. The seven colors flag, it is the Cusco's flag. It is the Cusco's flag. And I know probably you have seen this type of flag in other countries, that today it is the same colors are part of this community LGBT, I think is how we spell it. Yes, yeah. So yeah. So in Cusco, it is part of our culture. These colors symbolizing the rainbow. In Quechua is the cuichi. The rainbow was considered a cosmic bridge, joining these two visible segments in our present world. This world of living beings and the upper world, the God's world. So, and inside this church, we are going to find all of these constructions and foundations of those ancient palaces dedicated, for example, to the rainbow. Ready for this? Let's do it. Let's do it. Can you give me just 5 minutes, please? I should buy our tickets. Just 1 second, please. This is Au. Maracas. Madam? Maracas and the music. Send the out.
No, gracias.
Pumpkins. Can we try it again, maybe switching to the channel 66, maybe? Everyone in the channel 66, maybe? Yeah, up to 66, please. 66. Up to 66.
Good.
67, 66.
66. There you go, 66.
I think it's your microphone. Because it cuts in and out, so I think it's the microphone.
On and on.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
There it goes. No, it's working.
There you go.
No, now it's out.
Or no?
No.
Oh, I think it's the microphone. There.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's you.
Got it. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay.
So when you have these kind of things, you know, they have different rings on them. He probably needs a 1 instead of a 2 or a 3 instead of what he's got. Yep.
All right. So please, inside, let's try to stay together. There is a lot of people trying to listen the information of this place to their guides. All right. And also, there is not allowed to take pictures of the mural paintings and the canvases that we can find inside.
You said no pictures.
No pictures, please. But the rest of architecture, the arches, balconies there, normal. We can take pictures, except of mural paintings and the canvases there, okay? No pictures in there. All right, let's do it. You can take the pictures first here, and then we're gonna walk around. Let's take pictures first, then we're gonna walk around. Take your pictures first, please.
A ver, amor, ¿qué son ustedes?
You done with the pictures? Come closer, please. Come closer, please. And you must be asking yourself, where is this famous Temple of the Sun? This looks more European style, is that correct? Yes, right? Yes. It's very European, with the arches, the second floor, with the canvases here, which are depicting basically the life of this congregation, the Dominicans, as his founder of this congregation. So, where is the Incas? Well, it is on the right. And you will see the big difference there. The Incas never moved the arches, or this kind of columns. This was introduced during the colonial time, after 1533, when the Spaniards finally arrived here in the city of Cusco. So the Incas are the icon of our history and the cities and the type of constructions they did. But most of this knowledge and achievements comes from a previous cultures that we have in Peru. So there exists the Tiahuanacos, the Mochicas, the Chimues, Nazcas, Paracas. So all of these cultures were hundreds of years before the Incas. What the Incas start to flourishing here in the Andes, so they were conquering each of these cultures and ethnic groups. So well, they took advantage of these ancient achievements and making theirs. Along the coastline, there was a very, very good and very well developed cultures like the Nazcas, Paracas, you know. So well, they were very good on metallurgy, silversmith and goldsmiths there. Along the Andes, very good in agriculture, excellent in agriculture. So well, and you must know that you are in the land of potatoes. Out of the 5,000 kinds of potatoes that we have in the world, we have kind of 3,000. 3,000. So, along with many other grains. So, and in the high plateau, in the border with Bolivia, in modern times, we have the best masons, the Tiahuanacos. So, and in the jungle, of course, we have less developed cultures or ethnic groups, but very good ones in medicine, natural medicine and hallucinogenic medicine. Very important for all of these cultures. And the Incas did all of this, you know, they got it all together. They bring the best silversmiths, the best masons, the best engineers in agriculture, putting all of them together to work for them. So evidences of this, it is the type of masonry and stonework here. The Tiahuanacos, a pre-Inca civilization. So the Incas brought them to work specifically in this type of work. So when the Spanish arrived here, they couldn't believe the type of architecture in the whole city. Very nice polish, very well interlocked, and all of these palaces were kind of squares, you know, what they call canchas, and canchas means enclosures. So this was the Inti Huasi. Inti means a sun, and Huasi means house, the house of the sun, one of the major gods the Incas had. So after this name changed to Cori Cancha. Cori is gold and Cancha enclosure. This was during the reign of this famous guy that I mentioned before, Pachacutec. So why Cori Cancha? Why the Golden Temple? Because of, it says, some of these chroniclers mention that Pachacutec sent these these silversmiths and goldsmiths to work and decorate the lintels of all of this enclosure with golden plates and silver plates. And inside of the temple there was more idols in gold and silver. So the Spaniards, they couldn't believe how much gold and treasure was here in the city, and especially in this temple. A temple that they built for every single of their deities or god. We have the temple of the rainbow, or Uichi. We have the temple of the lightning. We have the temple of the stars, the temple of the moon, and somewhere the temple of the sun. And in the middle, this was the place or the yard where they would perform all of these ceremonies, religious ceremonies dedicated to all of these celestial bodies. So let's go inside and let's have a look a little bit inside of this temple.
Simple like that, right? Because they're not all even black. Yeah. Or they
And now we are going to see. Please come closer because one of the groups here. How do you recognize that all this type of construction is Inca? First, look all the windows. They have a perfect symmetry. Second, the trapezoid shapes. And third is the inclination of all of these walls. Is there an inclination? Yes. Each of these walls are having a little bit of 7 to 10 degrees of inclination, leaning in. So all of these characteristics of this type of construction makes anti-seismic construction. Because of the Incas were aware of we are in a very seismic land. We are in the Pacific or fire belt of the Pacific. So we have constant tremors and earthquakes. So after so many years, these constructions are still standing up here. And look, all the perfection on these angles and how they interlock. Is this Inca? Yes, this is 100% Inca. 100% Inca. There was a little bit of reconstruction here and restoration. We are going to see in some of these joints that all of these labors during this process of restoration, they used cement. The Incas never used cement. They used mortar, clay mortar, but in their governmental construction, that means public construction. But when it was dedicated to the sun or to their gods and palaces for the royalty, this type of construction. So, if you like, you can stand up on that rock and you will see perfect symmetry between this window to the last one. There's one. Can you see that? Perfect, right? Stand up on there.
Go for it, boss. All right.
What's this? Have a look at that. All of these celestial bodies like the rainbow, the thunder, or lightning, sun, the stars, played an important role in the Andean society. The astronomers were constantly watching and monitoring the sky. The engineers will have to build all of these temples according to the information provided by the astronomers. If one of these temples or rooms have to have a certain kind of alignment, they have to do that because of the astronomers were in charge of that. There are many alignments of these temples with two important events in our modern times as well. Winter solstice, summer solstice, and even equinoxes. And as well aligned with some stars like Venus. And Pleiades, this group of stars in the sky that are visible during certain months of the year. Very important alignment, very important, knowledge about the stars and these celestial bodies. Just go to the next room and inside.
Because that points to where the people came from. I know, right? So those are spots where I know.
I mentioned as well that the street we walked through, many other streets were like that, with a water channel in the middle of the streets. So people and regular families were able to use the fresh water coming from the mountains. And as well, purification rituals was very important during certain months of the year. They have to purify their body, their spirit, and as well to do some fasting especially during the new moon. So well, since this was a very important temple, there must be a kind of water that will go to the street for the regular people. The water is already passing by the temple, supposed to be blessed already, like we have today in the Catholic temples, the same. Those three channels will be to provide of this water to the people outside of the temple. Not everyone was allowed to come inside this temple. And even the astronomers, the priests and priestesses who were in this temple, they have to walk on barefoot inside.
I'm gonna go back to the hotel. I'm going to a Disney for some reason.
Okay.
So just so I don't know, it'd be something.
Yeah. Okay.
Underside stone. Yes. Very hard, not as the granite though, but very malleable. Don't work on it.
So how do they ship this out?
There is one stone, hematite. The hematite stone, they use a lot, basically 70% of iron. So they use this type of the stone to hammer and cut the andesita or the andesite stone. Where is the quarry of this place? It is somewhere in the south, 8 kilometers approximately from here. That makes like 4 to 5 miles to bring this type of stone. So just imagine how hard these people work. First to mine all of these stones, then to bring it here and polishing and interlocking all the stones here. So they had the knowledge. Of course they have to receive education in terms of geometric system, mathematics and engineering to plan and build all of this. So you will see here all the inclination of the walls better first if you look through. And also, could you help us please standing up? Put your feet hold there. Yes?
No.
You can see it there, right?
Yeah.
You can see it there. Yes. So, and the Spanish when they arrive say, this is a people illiterate with no education, with no religion, with nothing. So they were wrong because all of these ancient cultures always they were providing education to the future leaders, to the future engineers, architects, etc. So, and this is the place where all of these future leaders will get the education, you know? So, in all of these subjects.
I got a question.
Yes, please.
So did they transport these stones themselves or did they use slave labor to do that?
Slavery never existed at that time. What they imposed was a taxation, like today, in modern times. We pay with money, they have to pay with their work, according to their skills. You were a good mason, you're going to work in the quarries. You were a good in metallurgic, you're going to do that, or working on the fields. It was like that for a certain time of period, 1 month or weeks, and after that you are able to go back to your community and another group will come to replace you, and on reward of this, the state will provide you food, coca leaves, which are very important, corn beer, also very important, and as well fields for you to grow your own food. Yes, that was kind of type of taxation they implemented, working. But of course, there was a type of slavery as well, especially for women. Women, there was a temple where they were, living inside. So these women, the chosen women, were not able to leave the temple. They were just for religious purposes. So let's go to the next phase. All these stones originally were part of this construction at one point, before the Spaniards take possession of all of these temples, or before of all of these renewals and reconstructions here. And here you can find a lot of stones of different types of carvings. For example, to make the pressures of water and calculate the amount of water coming through. Well, here, for example, and here as well. This stone in particular, with these little holes, comes from the Temple of the Stars in front, and also here. This type of carving had a purpose as well. So to get this anti-seismic construction, somehow they have to, they interlock well. They use convex and concave carvings. One of that, but also kind of clamps or staples. Melting certain type of metals here, pouring here, and the next stop will come on top of this. So, sticking well together. So, yes, very clever. So there is a model over there that we can see more or less how was this enclosure of the temple for the sun.
Cut these stones with the harder staff,
no metal, or at least no iron on those ones. Yes, I love it. I love it.
It's all crazy.
We can take a picture of this if you like, okay? So, to give us an idea how was this enclosure for the sun back in those days, pretty much was like this. In this corner, which is that part, where today is the church and the main altar, okay, here, we came into somewhere to the temple, somewhere around this place, and we have all the enclosures or little rooms for the deities, the sun, the moon, the stars, the rainbow, and the storm. And inside of the temple, priests and priestesses monitoring the sky constantly and also performing their different rituals according their calendar, moon calendar or solar calendar. Both of them will indicate, certain type of celebrations. And also, these figurines here were in gold and silver. Life-size statues, llamas and alpacas were decorating the temple and the terraces outside. Corn, this big as well. Who says that? The Spaniards who saw at the beginning this temple. So amazing. This type of metals were just for religious purposes. Gold and silver, only religious purposes, because the sun will be reflected in the gold and the moon in the silver. They never had a monetary concept. They never had coins or economic, this type of currency, just for religious purposes. So let's go to the next place.
Comes to going crazy with all this gold and silver. The only reason conquistadors came was the gold and silver, right?
Sorry?
The conquistadors came with to steal the gold.
Yes.
That's the only reason they came, right?
You lost one. She went back to the room.
Who went back?
The taller lady that was talking to me at the beginning. I forgot her name.
Okay.
Yeah, she said her head was hurting, so she went back to the room.
Oh, she went back to the room?
Yeah.
I need to grab his Wi-Fi,
This is already colonial. Yeah, we have cement in between. But these rocks came from the temples, came from the palaces. Right? Most of these houses that we are going to see in downtown were built upon these Inca constructions. Always the foundations will be 100% Inca. So when they established finally here in Cusco and they settled down here, they said, well, the new organization and the new royalty, it is arriving. So, well, they will take the power of the Inca Empire, obviously no more Inca Empire by then. So, well, they distribute themselves the temples and palaces. And this place will belong to one of Francisco Pizarro's brother, Juan de Pizarro, who will donate all this enclosure to the Dominicans. Until today, the Dominicans are administrating this museum and this archaeological site, and just behind these walls we have their monastery.
And these are the Dominicans, right?
Yes, the Dominicans. Yes. So inside of this art gallery, we are going to see just one painting. Let me show you just one painting because I think it's very, very interesting and important for you. Huh? Come over here, please. So every empire, to their expansion, they did weak at one point in their history. They expanded too much, but they will have the millions of people that are not very happy with them. So this is what happened with the Incas. There was some cultures and ethnic groups that were not happy at all with them. And at the first opportunity, they will betray them and they will join to the Spaniards. So this picture, or this painting here, this painting is showing and depicting probably the the first encounter between Francisco Pizarro on the right, his troop, with horses never seen here before, with spears, with cannons, with all of this type of weapons, you know, used for many years in Europe. And here is Vicente Valverde, this Dominican, the first Dominican. And on the litter, carrying by his servants, it is the last Inca leader, Atahualpa. For some months before 1532, they were exchanging gifts and presents. Francisco Pizarro and Atahualpa, not even spoking the same language, but the intention was that, you know. And Francisco Pizarro, well trained since he was a child in the warfare, he knew it that capturing the Inca, automatically all the empire will collapse. So, and also another trick of Francisco Pizarro, previous that final day, he kidnapped one child from the north, from Peru. He took it to Spain. He'll teach Spanish to this kid, and this kid will be the translator in the future. So, having a translator, very easy for him. So, and then they arranged a meeting in the Plaza of Cajamarca in the northern part of Peru. They said, okay, let's meet, let's see what you want, Pizarro. Atahualpa probably says. Atahualpa was very confident because of surrounding with more than 3,000 people, 3,000 servants, no army, just servants. What he can do against him? Nothing. But Atahualpa was too confident, you know. He trusts on Francisco Pizarro that day. They went to this plaza. Francisco Pizarro organized an ambush, shooting these cannons, capturing him and taking to a room and making his prisoner. So, and Pizarro will induce to Atahualpa how much money he can pay for his rescue. Atahualpa says, I can fill up a room of gold and silver where my hand is. Filling it up this and all the gold and silver you want. And he did. Atahualpa gave the orders to explore all the empire to his servants and bring all this gold to pay his ransom. And most of this gold came from the city of Cusco, was taken to there, you know. And also, how much gold and silver they took to Spain, who knows how much. But according to all of these historians, they said this will be one of the most expensive ransoms that somebody can pay. Over 400 million of US dollars. Just a rough number there. 400 million. That's a lot of money that Atahualpa pays for his ransom. Do you think he released him again? No. He was sentenced to die because of paganism. And then he will receive the baptism and then he will be beheaded. So, the last Inca will die in the hands of Pizarro. Pizarro will become kind of the leader in all of this land, and most of these ethnic groups will join them, like Chachapoyas, Cañares, por México, Dale, Martina. Katy.
Peru is so far south in southern latitude, they're not really the first. So you get more people. Pretty
So, after taking possession of all of these Inca enclosures, the Dominicans and the Spaniards would like to do something with all of these stone walls. They will use a kind of plaster or stock on top of this and mural paintings. This will be the quarters of this, of these people living here, the Dominicans, and also their dining rooms. They will use this until more or less after 1950s, when we have an earthquake here. So they will reconstruct all of this, and the Peruvian government also will try to preserve all of these Inca constructions behind here. So let's go inside and let's have a look a little bit of these mural paintings, still original.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I'm gonna run over there.
Wow. That's crazy. You want a picture, Hayes?
I've got all too much.
Want one of you in there? You want that over there? Keep going. Hey, you want to go up?
These little holes probably will lay, I don't know, kind of stones or precious stones inside here. Just imagine when the sun is coming through the window, hitting all of this, all of the room. So it will be something magical from them, And then up here will be fashion in all of this. In all the windows they will place idols in different type of material, gold and silver, but also in clay, but also in clay. And this is one of the remains of this stucco, left with just an example what these people did, on those days, trying to disappear all that was Inca, and then new type of decoration.
This was restored. So somebody, when they restored it, they repainted it.
Oh no, this is original.
No,
This is original. Yes, this is
Original color?
Yes, original color, the stucco, all this is original. That's why they just left this rough. Because of the rest, they just clean it up, and then we got these white spots all over the construction. Wow, really like this. Next to the Temple of the Stars, there was the Temple of the Moon, that today we got this column and these arches here on the right, so that disappeared. But this entrance with double ham or double gate here indicates that we are going into an important place. Probably the entrance to the Sun Temple, or for the moon, the Temple for the Moon, either one, this will be a very important entry. No? Yes, with double paint. Alright, let's go to this place. And at the end, we have a really nice painting that you can take a picture of that painting. It is showing how the Milky Way looks like here in the Andes and the type of constellations they used to observe up there. Yeah? Take your photo. Let's go inside. Take your photo, please. Let's go inside.
What's the significance of the television?
So, this is a famous Milky Way. In the Milky Way, we have this gas, right? This interstellar gas. The Incas also used to like to watch. For them, this was the celestial body, the celestial river. And on the lands of the celestial river is our cosmic origins. And also, we have a constellation like the Llama. I don't know if you can see kind of animal with a long neck there, just here. The Llama constellation, the Baby Llama constellation. We have the Shepherd constellation here in the United States, rising up there. We have the Snake constellation. So all of these animals also very important in our daily life. The llamas and the alpacas will provide wool, will provide meat, will provide tools for textiles, and also will provide all of the needs. The snake, it is the ruler of the underground world. The frogs will announce the rain. So all of these animals and constellations are still visible. We can see, especially during the dry season, and it's exactly like this. Exactly like this. This is another painting. You can take a picture if you like, but it's just showing you how is the Milky Way here in the southern hemisphere.
So you said alpacas and llamas are a meat source?
Yes, meat
So
source.
restaurants serve that here in town?
Alpaca mainly, yes. Alpaca, very tender, very nice. 0% cholesterol.
Yeah, I'd like to try that.
Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice. So let's go on top
That's
of
considered red meat, right?
red meat, yes.
That's good to eat right now.
Red meat, yes. Not now,
I
but
was gonna eat it.
in the following days we can try. So let's go outside, please. Then we can have a look outside of the tent. Yeah, that's dangerous. Yeah, right in front of us we have the graffiti Viva Peru, Long Life Peru. That was a part during the terrorism here in Peru, 80s and 90s, by the soldiers. Just to remind people that terrorism wasn't good for Peru. And on the left side, I don't know, it's a little bit more if you can see the Peruvian shield from the other mountain. A little bit you can see there. But from further up, maybe the next days we will see. Right? And you can see as well how Cusco is growing, going vertical, going up. You know, over all of these mountains. And all over these mountains.
In front of the gold and silver mines over there.
The gold and silver mines are located in different locations. Yes, different locations. For example, there in the south we have a copper mine. Where a Canadian and Chinese company are mining this metal. One of the most important in the world.
So good for the economy.
Yes, they use. Yes, it is exactly. Then we have in the south, close to the jungle. Yeah, we have a lot of places where they used to mine these metals.
Got a question.
Yes, please.
That hill right there,
Yeah.
like it looks like straight mining or, you know what I mean?
It's almost terraced like it's crops.
Almost terrace. Yes, yes, yes. These mountains, and you will see in the next days that most of the mountains have been terraced for agriculture, naturally or artificially. People will do farming on the top of these hills. All over you're gonna see a green patches. It is a farming place. It is a farming place. And also from this temple, they have a very important mountain, the Guanacauri back there, right there, somewhere out there. So another important mountain for the Incas. We do worship the mountains, we do worship the snow-capped peaks, we do worship all the Pachamama or Mother Earth. So it is very important for us. And here until 1936, until 20th century, there was full of houses. All this was invaded, but full of houses. You know? But later in the 90s, our president placed them to relocate and move and leave this place as like today. Because it's still part of the Temple of the Sun. Here there was more terraces where the Spaniards mentioned this life-size statues of llamas and alpacas here. Nowadays there is a museum underground. There's still one of these ancient water channels. It is working, so that water fountain there. Yeah. And also all of this stone wall here, it is part of this ancient temple for the sun. And under this avenue, the Sol Avenue, one of the main avenues in Cusco, there is a river. Still is running this river. And that river was channelized during the Inca times. Still underneath we can find a lot of these Inca walls. Let's look around. This main altar of the Catholic Church was located up here, on the top of this wall, originally. So after this earthquake we have in 1950s, all this collapsed. So well, the Inca walls remains in place, and they decided just to rebuild a couple meters behind. So as you can see as well, all of this is kind of a circle here, or semicircle, which was for this Temple of the Sun. And the Spaniard says there was a kind of idol, like kind of child, probably like him, made in gold. His name was Punchao, and this Punchao was representing the sun in gold, pure gold, that they said later some of the Incas, or one of them, who knows, took this idol, hide somewhere in a different city outside of Peru, and there will give origin to the famous golden cities, El Dorado, Vilcabamba, and many other cities, that the Spaniards will start expeditions to the jungle, to the mountains, on search of these cities. Never found till now. Never found till now. But hundreds of them will arrive. Hundreds of them will arrive just for that purpose. Why the Spaniards arrived to the Americas, to this new land? Because of the simple, the answer is very simple. Religious imperialism, power, gold and silver. But most important for them, for all of these people, was to get a title and to be someone in the European society, someone important. That was very, very important, their ego, to be someone on these societies. That's why they started to start expeditions and exploring and conquering. They didn't care about their families, they care more about themselves. Their ego was very important. And that's why most of them leaving all of what they have back there and coming here. Francisco Pizarro was a pig shepherd, illiterate. His fathers, he never knew his fathers. So just imagine what kind of people arrived with him. So come over here. If there was this idol in gold, this punchal should be placed here on this window. And also this window is facing to southeast, summer solstice. Summer solstice. And we have some protuberances here on the walls that also has a reason to be there, astronomic purposes. During these phenomena, at midday, the sun will hit on these protuberances and this will project a light or projecting shadows in each of them. So it is also another technique how they follow the movements of the sun, through projections of shadow and casting perfectly in groups in some specific places. So very clever, these guys, very clever. So questions, please.
So the importance of the summer and winter solstice, is that for the planting of the crops?
No at all. So the importance of the winter and summer solstice will be more to know what kind of a season we are. We are a dry season or wet season. After the 21st June, it's winter solstice, so the temperature will start to increasing, will be a bit warmer, and also it is coming the rains, so production, fertility, life. After the winter solstice, the temperature will start to drops down a little bit at nighttime and daytime, early in the mornings. And also it will be a bit drier. As you can notice already, we are in the dry season now. So it is dry, it is cold, so for those reasons. And also the sun, it is kind of away from the planet Earth, and it's much cooler. So this will be an event very scary for them. They will feel that the sun is abandoning them. We are more cold. Why the sun is abandoning us? We need to bring him back. So more ceremonies like the Sun Festival. Very important for them. This year in Utah, all these actors will go to Utah and they will perform the winter solstice there, like we do here. So unlike these celebrations will be because of fear and they will be afraid of the sun is going away, summer solstice in December will be of joy and happiness because of life is coming back. It is much warmer, our crops are blooming, and life. And for the agriculture will be the phases of the moon. will be the phases of the moon. When is the time for planting tubers or flowers or trees? The moon will be followed for that reason.
So it's a seasonal thing then.
Yes, yes, yes. For example, when you want to plant something, let's say like a tree fruits, in a present month should be this, because of we are very close, just a couple days before the full moon, and all the savia of these plants and trees are going to the leaves because of the attraction of the moon to the human beings, to plants, to everything that is alive. So, and then if you want to plant tubers, should be 4 to 3 days after the full moon, because of the attraction is less, all the savia is going down to the roots. So they follow also that. And you notice as well, right? We have attracted to the moon somehow. So this way, please. Can I read this question?
It's like a celestial rock goes into the rock. See what it's from. It doesn't fit.
See the newest one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cartoons. I have seen all of them. This also, you can take a picture of this if you like. It is not gold. Probably not, it's not even the original one. But one of these Mestizo chronicles, Juan de Santa Cruz, mentioned on his chronics that there was an altar like this in the Temple of the Sun during the Inca Empire, where they depicted all important celestial bodies like the moon, like the sun, Venus in the morning, Venus in the evening, the Pleiades, the group of the stars, very important, the Southern Cross, the axis of this hemisphere, male and women, duality, very important, always works in duality and harmony. Then we have lakes, very important. Consider the mother lakes or mother lagoons, Cochamamas. The ocean will be a Cochamama, a mother ocean. So then we have the rainbow as well. As I said, the rainbow again considered a cosmic bridge, connecting these two visible segments. And then we have the rivers, of course, because of the rivers born way up in the mountains on the snow-capped peaks. So he says there was an altar like this, where they represent all their celestial deities. The probably was not true, but yes, he wrote on his book this. You can take a picture if you like, okay?
I took
so
it off.
You can see how these people destroyed part of the temple of the moon to open this hole. We have all the arches there. On top of the windows we have the arch again, and also here where is the Catholic Church already, we have one of those gates, original. All of this wall is original, completely original. Look how they just cut a portion of this, they added this type of decoration, and the arch on top of the original moon temple. Questions, please. Good. So now we are going back to the hotel. So from here you can go and rest a little bit. Tomorrow we have a long day. So today unfortunately we cannot visit the Cathedral of Cusco because of it's Easter and we have services there. Just basically tourists, we cannot go in. Alright? So tomorrow we have a long day. We are driving through the Sacred Valley. We're going to have a hotel in the Sacred Valley. We're going to visit some markets and some towns on the way. We have lunch tomorrow included as well. That's why we make our orders in advance. So yes, get ready for tomorrow and bring all your questions, please. Alright? And one thing more, please. If you don't have water, get some water. Keep hydrated yourself, please. It is very, very important. Very important. And if you don't have a water, just next to the hotel there is one little grocery store. Okay? So drink water, please. This is very, very important. If you have some headaches and you consider this headache is too much, is pounding, please contact us right away. The ladies in the front desk, they have our phone number, right? We can assist you. Leo is sleeping in the same hotel also. He knows what to do. He just went to the office because he needs to organize a few things for tomorrow. Okay, but please, whatever you need, doesn't matter what time it's 24/7, you can contact us. Alright? Yes?
So Frank,
Please.
tomorrow we check out of the hotel we're in tonight.
Yes, we check out.
Take all of our luggage.
Yes.
Stay at a different hotel.
Yes.
Then come back to this one.
Yes, correct. We check out, we go to the next hotel, we check out that hotel, we visit Machu Picchu, and then we're going to come back to this hotel. Yes.
Do we bring it down, the luggage down, or will somebody collect it?
Let's bring it all the luggages down, please. I think we can do that easy because there are small ones, so we can carry, yeah, without any problem. And we can load it in the rear of our bus tomorrow. Yes. Questions?
8 o'clock for breakfast.
You can breakfast starts around 6 o'clock in the morning, I think, in this hotel. But you can have breakfast around 7:30. It depends on you. And then 8:30, ready to go. How do you need to wear for tomorrow? Like today, comfortable shoes, comfortable pants, a t-shirt and jacket in case it gets cold or rain. Never knows with the weather matters. And also sunblock, sunglasses, all of this with you. And your passports, very important. Your cameras charged tonight. And your important and valuable stuff with you in your day pass.
Does the hotel still have the passports?
Sorry?
The hotel still have our
Thank
passports?
you very much. The passports are ready. We can collect at the front desk. Okay? Going back to the hotel, tomorrow. We can collect them. Today. They are ready. We can collect, going back there and put it in your luggage or your backpack for tomorrow. Clear?
Yes.
Please, again, keep this with you, but don't lose, please, alright? This is gonna cost you $100 US. I'm not kidding. Alright, please. Be careful with these whiskers. Keep it with you, put it in your day pack, and tomorrow, if we use it, we're gonna take it out, alright? But please, be careful with this. Go, please.
Algo para el hígado, pues mamá.
No, gracias.
These ladies you see in the colorful costumes, dresses, so they are posing for pictures. Hmm?
Tocaste la puerta, te dije. No tocando a la persona, tocando la puerta. Ya